Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers on the Xbox on the Series X for the second part of this drill tutorial. And first of all, a big thank you to Keen Arter, who was Keen Software's community guy for a long time. Keen Arter did an absolutely superb job, and I wish him all the best in his new role, wherever it might be, when he gets one, or just a bit of a relaxing time until something else turns up. And welcome to a name that is known throughout the Space Engineers community, to Captain Jack. Not only part of Good AI, but now the new community person for Keen. That out the way. Here we are at my little once drill rig with one piston. So what we're just going to do is we're going to make sure that this piston is named, and it's called piston height, so that's good enough for me. Next thing we want to do is we want to open up our menu here, our radial, with the left stick clicked in, and we want to scoot across to the fun part. We want an advanced rotor, so just tap A a couple of times until you've got advanced rotor and hit the right bumper, and then just bring it in here like so. It doesn't really matter where the thing is, but I'm just going to set 0 here. And before we go anywhere else, we're going to come back down to our little panel here on the control panel, and we're just going to go and find our advanced rotor, and we're going to rename that advanced rotor drill arm. If I do sound a bit snuffly, I've not got a cold. I suffer from hay fever, and it's that time of the year when it starts to get a bit stronger. Here we are. So now, that and that. Atop this, we're going to place ourselves a conveyor junction, like so. Into this conveyor junction, we're going to add another piston. You may have seen me build rigs like this before, and we're going to and this is the reason we name them as well, so we can easily find them in the control panel. You can use that there and then just delete that. And don't worry too much at the moment. Just a quick save, both bumpers, press X, and another conveyor junction, and one final fun time. Piston here, and this one's going to get renamed as well. And this is the drill height piston. Almost done in that regard. What we're going to need to do now is we're just going to pop another advanced rotor And again, it doesn't really matter where the 0 is. Getting there. Now, we're going to just take this piston. It has shear inertia tensor on it already, so we'll remember that. It'll take it a little while to go up. And because we were messing with it last time, I had to change a few settings. I just lowered the maximum distance and reversed the velocity. While we're waiting for that to do its thing, we're just going to make sure we select all 3 of these and make sure shear inertia tensor is on. And we just want shear inertia tensor on the rotors as well. Looking good so far. It'll all come together in this first part, or second part of this particular tutorial, and we will now look at another conveyor junction. Now, why am I building another conveyor junction and not a drill? Well, because I want to be sneaky. Well, not so sneaky. Practical. I want a camera. And if you look, the correct facing of a camera is with the green light at the bottom. That denotes that the camera is looking the way. That should do. It's not so much the facing of the camera I want, but the functionality. So now we have all that. We can start assembling up the fun looking drill. And we get one drill there, one drill there. This is a nice simple little drill rig, and we're going to embellish it like we did last time, just to add a bit more structural integrity, but also make it look nice. Let me reset my blocks. Let's get the rotation correct. And this is the second iteration of my drill that I've done. I just like it to look like this. You don't have to do that. You can just leave it sticking out like it is. And then, just for fun, you can pop the there, like so. And then again, you'll notice there's an advanced rotor without a name, so we're just going to call this advanced rotor drills. And this one, pop rotor lock on for a moment. We want to bring the braking torque up to about 50, 60, just so we can slow it down. Actually about 80, 83 will do. and we want the velocity at 1 RPM. And we don't want it turning just yet. We want to control it from the control panel. Push up on the D-pad, press X, because we don't have any things going on with the control panel at the moment. We need to create some groups. And for a start, we need to select the first drill. And then hold the right bumper and just tap A for ease of use. And we're just going to call this group drills. Let's save her off. And then we're just going to pop our drills like this. There we go. So our drills are on off. And we want to turn our rotor for the drill on off as well. So if we hold down on the D-pad, we're just going to go to all blocks, and you'll see conveniently here we have drill arm and drills. So we just want toggle on off on that. Just turn it off for the time being. Go back, find the drills, and then we take off our rotor lock, and then we now have a rotating drill arm, or rotating drill assembly. Getting there slowly but surely. Right, the next part of this, we're just going to come over here, and we're going to go all the way into our advanced and all the way near to the end by pressing A, and pick up a custom turret controller. And what we want to do here is set it up a little. So go into the custom turret controller and it'll give you a bunch of errors. So all we need to do, ignore all this, turn off the target locking, so on, and then what we want is we want to assign an azimuth rotor, and this azimuth rotor will be our advanced rotor drill arm, and our assigned camera is our camera. And now that should be set up. We'll come back over here again. Always save when you're messing around with stuff like this. And come along to our custom turret controller on here and come all the way down, gone too far, to control. And when we push right on the D-pad, we get a camera view. And if we push the right stick, left and right, I think I've got the camera around the wrong way, it doesn't matter, you will see that our aiming point alters. Let's just stop that spinning for the time being. So yeah, I think if you want, you can alter the camera. I'd leave it as it is for the time being. You can change it if you want. Now we're going to add a few more things to our little control. And on this screen, we're going to leave that blank because we're going to use it later on. So we're going to move on to a new panel of controls. What we want is to hold down the left stick, tap B, and we move to a second page. On this second page, we're going to use control to extend and retract our various pistons. This is why we named them. So the piston height, we're going to add a little reverse command to. You can see we can bring it down now. And we're going to do a couple of things here. Our piston horizontal, we're going to add a reverse command to. But not only are we going to add a reverse command, we're going to come across again, piston horizontal, we're going to toggle block on off, because then what we can do is we can wait for the piston arm to get a little bit further away, like say here, and then turn it off. Now we are locked in position and almost ready. We want to add one more piston for the time being, since this is the second part. We'll be going into some light automation for the third part. But for now, hold down on the D-pad. And the only piston we haven't messed with is our piston height. So we've got piston drill height, even. That's the one we want. And again, we just want to reverse that. Going a bit too fast. So again, come into the settings of piston. Drill height. And we want to come down to our velocity. And we just want to bring it down to 0, minus even. .1. Now, as I said before, you can press A on here, you can press A again, and you can just type it in. Problem with that is we're in the minuses, and there's a bug in the game that doesn't recognise the minus, so it will always default to 0.1. That should now give us a better speed for our drill. So we can bring this whole thing together. We've got a position to drill. Everything's looking good. We turn on the drill, turn on the rotation. Now we're in the right way. Exit the camera view for now. And what we want to do is move on to our next page. And we can start to look at lowering our main boom, which will start to bring the drill down. If we jump out of the control seat, I think I've missed a panel on the drill. Yep, thought so. This is only for my aesthetics more than anything. There. You'll start to hear it. As it starts drilling. And you'll start, if we click in the right stick, we can look at the basic refinery. It's starting to get stone in, and it's starting to process it already. And our drill is performing really well. when this gets all the way down, like so, we can jump in here. And we can start the main drill arm going down. If you get stuck on what does what, hold the direction down and it will tell you in the toolbar config. This is also how you clear a toolbar config setting. There you go. Our drill is performing admirably. And that is how to set up a drill that you can move using a boom arm and control the horizontal position and the vertical drilling. In the next part, we'll be automating it a bit so that that drill arm doesn't come down so quickly. We'll be using a timer block. But I'll leave that to the next part of the video because we've just gone over 20 odd minutes and I want these to be easily digestible small chunks of gameplay for the new players, and you might pick up something if you're a veteran. Until then, once again, good luck, Keen Arter. Hello, Captain Jack, and I will absolutely catch you in the next one. Bye for now.